We are live. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I can see myself on the screen. How phenomenal is that? You are at Wall Street sizing up. This is today's Traders News, January 25th, year of our Lord 2021. So we are going to talk about all the happenings today, all the news, everything that I could absolutely find for you guys. So with that being said, we're going to get started here pretty quickly. I got to do a little housekeeping here real quick. This, that, no. All right, here we go. All right, news today. This is the news that you will not find on CNBC. Well, you'll find some of it on CNBC for sure, and for the most part, we're going to talk a lot about stocks. We're talking a little bit about crypto, and then we're going to get into things that probably CNBC did not cover. So with that said, let's go right into what the markets did today. Start to talk about that. Again, my name is Maddox. Again, you're at Wall Street sizing up. Here we go. Dow was up 36 today, down 36. NASDAQ was up 92. S&P was up 13. Big winners today were Express Retail. You know them well. You've seen them in the malls. We all do. Emeritus, that's oil and gas refinery. Cost Corporation, they were up 79. By the way, Express was up 131%. At one point today, GameStop, GME, the Wall Street bets short squeeze. Thereafter, Citron Research, they were up $144. I believe they ended the day at about 75, just to let you know. Now, this OEG, this is Orbital Energy Group. It's very interesting because we saw them sized up on by the Oasis Capital. We did not call that though, but it's funny that we saw that like 3 days ago. Actually, it was Friday. Mingzhu Logistics was up 58. There's OEG again. IZEA Worldwide Internet Content was up 48, and BlackBerry was up 28. Those are your big movers. Now, I'm going to go over here really quick to StockTwits. If you've never visited the StockTwits site, you really need to get on. It's some good chat. It's not Wall Street bets. It's not really BS. It's actually guys that really do trade. Not that they don't trade on Wall Street bets, because they absolutely do, and they're very good at what they do there. What I'm saying is a lot of these guys have been doing it for a lot longer than Wall Street bet guys. A lot of the stuff you see on Wall Street Bets is YOLO, but that is a community, and it's good to see that community, finally a community that can move the markets much like institutions do, much like hedge funds, which we send SMS text alerts on, right? Now you've got a community at Wall Street Bets, so if you haven't joined, go join. I don't know much about them. I do go over there. I do read. I do look at some of the hype stocks. GME, again, I was in that stock at $5. We called it on December, whatever it was, I've got it right here, December 21. And since then, it's gone, I don't even know, 700%. So, but we're over here on StockTwits. Now, a lot of these are your best performers, but a lot of these are being talked about. Atosa had a phenomenal day, up 66. Gevo, we may or may not have called them today. It was up 24, just so you know. There's GameStop. So these are the ones that people are watching. There's the messages, right? I have no relation to StockTwits, but I do like what they put out. Messages are the number of messages being, the stocks are being most talked about, essentially is what this is, right? And they all go about the same. There's VXRT or Vaxart. It's a therapeutic company, but we come over here and some of the big ones we see are the ones that we just talked about. We're also seeing AMC up 35, BlackBerry up 36, and GameStop up 24. But let me tell you, I believe it was up over 100% today. I could check that, but I'm not sure we all care about that. So let's get to the news, and then we'll get to my news. So this is the big news. This is the news you might find on CNBC. We're going to go real quick here. Stocks traded choppily is that a word? Choppily. Ahead of a busy week that includes a slew of corporate earnings and economic data, federal open market committee meetings, and debate over Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus proposal. All right, we all know that. Shares of Merck, it's MRK, a Dow component slipped before the recovering after the company said it was going to discontinue its COVID-19 vaccine development program following disappointing data from the early trials. So they couldn't make it happen. J&J is going to make it happen. They are, I believe, this week they're going to the FDA. If it's not this week, it's next week for emergency use, and we should see that out in less than a month. And it is a single dose only. Good to hear. The big question and debate among investors is around which tech secular themes will continue to play out over the industry over the coming year. Dan Ives wrote, he expects a robust tech earnings season to kick into full gear this week with strong beat and raise results, adding to street optimism for tech stocks in 2021. There is a significant room to run higher as the transformational growth stories in cloud, cybersecurity, and 5G are starting to play out. We did a video on cloud, we've done a video on 5G, our 5G stocks. Clearly that was last year. You should go back and watch this. We will do one on cybersecurity because that is my background. All right, Moderna. Shares jumped more than 9% intraday trading on Monday after the company announced it was working on a new coronavirus vaccine to combat the variant that they found in South Africa. They think that is more viral. It is more easily spread, if you would, and it might even be, I don't want to spread FUD. It might. It's a very, look, just what they've said on today, it might be a little bit more, the mortality rate might be a little bit higher. All right, let's talk about GameStop real quick. Shares jumped as much as 55% on Monday to hit a record high to 101. It actually went to 144, building on Friday's massive rally as investors scrambled to cover their shorts, right? So there was a short squeeze, right? That's essentially what it was. Wall Street Best doesn't want to say that. Some people on there are, but that's essentially what's going on. All right, so let's talk about what some of the things you might have missed, right? So, market news today. SpaceX launched its Falcon 9 rocket yesterday on Sunday, which successfully transported 143 spacecraft into orbit. This batch launching technology will lower the cost of putting satellites into orbit and allow them to essentially share lift in space. That is good to hear. When SpaceX goes public, it is going to be big. Elon, do it. Goldman Sachs, they have a warning, much like Kathy Wood does at ARK Invest. Goldman Sachs is warning that while a part of the market is in a bubble, these stocks are unlikely to take the whole market down with them. Specific concerns were expressed about stocks with negative earnings, which have outpaced the market by an average of 40% in the past 12 months. He's basically talking about a lot of these stocks right here, right? The GameStops, the BlackBerries, the CCIVs, right? The Express. A lot of these stocks should not be there, right? They really shouldn't. GameStop, I believe this guy, I was reading about him, I believe his price target is still $13. It finished at 82. So, point here is that's what he's talking about, right? He goes on to have outpaced the market by 40% in the last 12 months. Like negative earners and penny stocks, high PEs, trading volumes, and share prices of stocks with EV/sales multiples over 20x have soared. However, these firms are much larger, collectively accounting for 23% of the trading volume during the past month, and so we all know who they are, and only 9% of market cap. All right. Researchandmarkets.com anticipates a 12% compound annual growth rate, that's CAGR, in electric unmanned aerial vehicles. Thought that was very interesting. Social audio app Clubhouse, if you've not been invited, don't be asking me, because you know what? Nobody's invited me either. Has raised a new funding round. Listen to this, at $1 billion valuation from Andreessen, right? Led the Series B funding. It also led the previous $12 million Series A funding at $100 million valuation. They got $1 billion valuation. It's not even generating $1 of revenue. Clearly, Andreessen, and I like him a lot. I do. I I find they seem to be on the cutting edge, but it's 1 out of 10. Clubhouse needs to open up. All right, I've got some more GameStop here, but don't really run through it. Target announced, this is very cool. Target announced a $500 bonus for its 375,000 frontline workers as it reported a 17% same store sales growth during the holiday season. That's great to hear. You got to take care of those employees. Here's something: American Eagle will close 200 to 250 stores within the next few years. Now, let me say that again. American Eagle will close 200 to 250 stores within the next few years. All that is just bumping the stock, because the next few years, what does that mean? Next year? This year? 10 years from now? The retailer expects online sales will grow by double digits in Q4 after it rose by 29% in Q3. You know who's a big holder of that? I believe it's AEO is their stock. So I could be wrong about that. But 0.72, Steve Cohen, huge position, a good 5% of his stock. Then he goes on to say American Eagle plans to open 50 stores of its Ariel brand this year to drive growth, taking the total to 400. It's targeting 500 to 600, I believe I'm saying this right, Aerie locations by 2023. American Eagle shares have been up are up 63% in the past 12 months. We saw when 0.72 sized up. I don't know. It's probably third quarter. Point is that you're closing, but you won't say when, but then you're going to open with the brand inside the American Eagle store that's doing better. Gotcha. Also, a couple of patent drops. So there's a newsletter called Patent Drop. You need to subscribe. It's pretty cool. A couple things today. Apple filed a new patent application related to, are you ready for this? Specifically focused on how cameras would work with bendable devices. Apple has reportedly been working on a foldable iPhone model. Now you know. Ford also had a very interesting patent today. Ford filed a patent using drones to perform vehicle jump starts when a vehicle's battery falls flat. So very interesting that they're going to use drones and cut costs that way. All right, before we get to all the new price targets and stuff like that, let's go to the crypto market really quick. And we're Masari here. Bitcoin is at 32.1 as I speak. It did a high, got to 34.8, almost 35 today. So big news today was that the lead maintainer of Bitcoin, Vladimir Van Derlen is the way that I've heard it's been said. He is queuing up Marco Falk to become the third successor to take over for Satoshi Nakamoto, who invented, as you know, the anonymous inventor of Bitcoin. The issue is that Marco has worked for China's OKCoin, which has paid for substantial amounts of Marco Falk's work, who is now Bitcoin's de facto lead developer. That's the problem, right? Is you're having more China. China continues to grow its power within Bitcoin's industry, acquiring vast amounts of miners, quantum computers, don't like to hear that, nodes, chips, hash power, transaction volumes, mathematicians, and now GitHub dominance with Marco, right? I don't know Marco's nationality, but he is being paid by China's OKCoin. Clearly, he's going to have some loyalty there. That could be a little bit scary, but here's what they go on to say. With Bitcoin's community members unhappy with Van Derlen's decision to delete Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper from bitcorecore.org following legal threats from Craig Wright. So essentially, Craig Wright says that he owns the copyright of the essentially Satoshi's white paper of what invented Bitcoin. He threatened to sue Vladimir, and so I think that's the pressure for that is stepping away, because he's getting pressure from both sides. One, he's got a legal proceeding that he could be slapped with, and then two is he's got the Bitcoin core, Bitcoin maximalists, if you would, that want to essentially squeeze him, right? I say, no. You need to put the white paper back up there. So the guy just, you know what? I'm out. I've been doing this for 6-7 years. I'm done. Also, Coinbase shareholders will be able to sell their shares before the company's IPO. I always love that you know, whether you're an investor or whether you've worked for the company for 5-6 years, whatever it is, right? And you get to cash out before the IPO. That's great. Also, NASDAQ listed Marathon Patent Group announced Monday that it has purchased another $150 million in Bitcoin. That is 4,813 Bitcoin. So that is very, very cool to hear and will continue to drive up the price. And that's probably the spike that we saw today. All right. So let's get to some more news. And we're going to run to, where's my breaking news? All right. Here, so I'm going to start at like, what's the latest news, right? And then work backwards to probably midday, because part of the morning price targets you probably saw. If you want more price targets, I get this right straight off thefly.com. It's very, very good. There's also some Twitter accounts that you can basically they have a bot that they just bought this up. All right. We are off. Star Surgical to replace Prestige Consumer and S&P 400 at open on 129. That's STAA. Star Surgical. We actually sent them out on an alert. So STAA. We knew that going in. Very nice. So that stock will absolutely get a bump because now it's got to be included in different ETFs, so on and so forth. UBS Sustainability ESG analysts hold conference. Okay, I don't know why I read that. Chicken Soup for the Soul files to sell 1 million shares. Class A common shares for holders at CSSE. Investor Holding reports Q4 EPS 39 cents. It beat consensus ISTR. Crane reports Q4 EPS $1. Consensus was $1.10. Did not beat. That's CR. Brown & Brown reports Q4 EPS 32 cents. Consensus was 29 cents. It beat consensus to BRO. Biden sees COVID vaccines available to anyone in U.S. by spring. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm telling you, this is what will define Biden's presidency. His first 100 days, he's backed himself into a corner, and I hope he delivers. We all do. Who doesn't want the vaccine? Well, there are some people who don't want the vaccine. They don't believe in it, right? But if you want it, you're going to be able to. That's what he said in the first 100 days. Let's hope that's true. For the good of the U.S. CrowdStrike officer. This is huge, guys. Now, there's a lot of reasons why people sell, but when they sell, CrowdStrike officer Michael Carpenter sold 24 million shares. CRWD. Not a good sign. That's a ton of shares, right? Now, did he have to sell? Is he diversified? Whatever. It doesn't matter. When you sell that many shares, you do not believe in, or from my perspective, you cannot fully believe in the company. All right. Schumer sees next stimulus package passing in 4 to 6 weeks. That's bad. I don't understand why. They can't get there. They can get the articles of impeachment up less than a week. But it's what Tupac says. You have money for war, but you can't find money for the poor. Crazy. Sarissa Capital reports 5% passive income in BioCrisp. I should tell you something, guys. That is BCRX. I like that move. Now that I've said it on here, I probably won't send it out to my SMS subscribers. Hopefully you guys are watching this. Yamaha Gold sees the year 23 gold production at almost 900,000 ounces AUY. Sino Global files to sell 1.17 million shares of common stock for holders. SINO's dilution. I guess they need the money. Sear announces offering of 3.5 million shares of Class A common stock. SEER dilution. Yamaha Gold's got all over this thing. Steel Dynamics CEO see strong steel demand environment. STLD. Microsoft assumed with a strong buy at Raymond James. No kidding. MSFT, we all knew that. Give me something that we don't know. Electronic Arts initiated with an outperform at Raymond James. Great to hear. EA, if you're not in gaming stocks, you need to be. I'm not giving you financial advice, but that seems like it's going to be a growth area. It's been that way last year. It's probably going to be that way for the next 10 years. Again, not financial advice. None of this is. None of my commentary is financial advice. Do not take it as such. All right. Interplus to acquire Williston Basin operator for $465 million ERF. Academy of Sports announces offering of 12 million shares for common stockholders. Again, ASO dilution, but they need the money. Understand, when the price goes up, that doesn't help them, right? They need money in their pockets. Well, it doesn't help their treasury. Certainly helps the people that work there and people that have shares. CureVac files to sell 5 million common shares. CVAC. Well, maybe it is getting a little frothy, guys. Apollo Global CEO Leon Black to retire. APO. Mark Rowan to succeed. Let's see, we're not. Preferred Bank reports Q4 EPS $1.40, beat consensus. PFBC. Hexel reports Q4 EPS 18 cents. Consensus was 18 cents. HXL, it met the goal. Timber Pharmaceuticals appoints Alan Mendelsohn as its chief medical officer. TMBR. RBB Bank Corp reports Q4 EPS 56 cents. Consensus, it beat consensus. RBB. Cognizant initiated with a perform at Oppenheimer. CTSH. Vimeo raises $300 million of equity. IAC and TROW. Vimeo is part of IAC, just letting you know. Boot Barn not providing Q4 21 guidance. Boot Barnes reports Q3 EPS $1. The consensus was $1, so it matched the consensus. BOOT. Boot Barnes got a little crazy lately. We sell to them on the e-commerce side. I like them. They get a pretty good outfit over there in a lot of small towns. Rackspace Technology initially was an outperform at Oppenheimer. RXT. Longview Acquisition Corp, who I believe Kathy Wood is in. It's blank check company LGVW. It's going to acquire Butterfly Network. And Todd, can't pronounce his last name, become CEO. All right. Enter Perfume raises its 2020 EPS viewed from $1.15 to $1.20 from 80 cents. So they think they can beat it. I don't know when their earnings come out. IPAR. Tear down initiated with the buy at Rosenblatt. TER. Another Kathy Wood, ARK Invest. Big stock. Twitter announces proposed settlement of shareholder derivative lawsuits. TWTR. HB Fuller reports Q4 adjusted EPS of $1.06. Beats consensus. FUL. Axonics Q4 revenue was $34.7 million. Did not beat consensus. AXNX. J&J Snack Food reports Q1 EPS 9 cents. Its estimates was 20 cents. They brought them down. JJSF. UBS downgrades AU Optronics to neutral. That's a downgrade. AUO. Hate to see that. Passage Bio upgrade to a buy at Citi. PASG. Google workers across the world to form Global Union Alliance. It's going to hurt Google. GOOG. Here we go. On-site air transport among week's notable insider trades. OCX, ALDX, BRN, HCDI, AMKR, AMK, AMSK. A lot of that we talked about it on our stocks to watch. Some of those, if you want to go back to Sunday stock to watch. Steel Dynamics options imply 4.8% move in share price post earnings. STLD. What to watch for in the credit card space: earnings report coming out. AXP, MAV, Uber, and MGI. That's right. Uber's got a very good credit card. I do have that. I'm not promoting them, but their cash back, I believe, is 5%, and their cash back on or discounts on food you order through them is like 7%. Interesting. Some things you need to know. Here's a little bit of the going through here. The European stocks, which I know you guys don't have time for. If you want to look through here, I told you where it's at. Hudson Pacific downgrade on near-term leasing risk at Scotiabank, HPP. What do we got here? Brent, initiated with a buy. FRNT. Does not say the bank, though. Very interesting. Charles Schwab had heavy volume today and directionally bearish. Wow. SCHW. Hate to see that with financials. I thought we were going good here. Sonoco among bidders for Crown Cans Unit. SON and CCK. Southwest to no longer transport emotional support animals. Wow. Need to hear that again. Southwest, no longer going to let animals on. Emotional support animals. Tell you a little story. I was on a trip before the whole pandemic, in fact, it was last year, in 19. I was going out to San Fran for a conference. I won't tell you what kind of conference, hedge fund conference. The following week was Bitcoin conference, but here's the thing. I sat on the front row, guy on the third seat. I was the aisle seat. The dog's right in front of us. Nice dog. So I thought, drop my peanut, literally on a Southwest flight, drop my bag full of peanuts, reach down to get it, and the dog snapped. My entire hand, I don't know if you can see it, but right here, that's where he got it, started bleeding profusely. You know what that guy said? Seemed like a nice guy, too. I'm sorry. Okay. Wow. Agile Therapeutics Management to meet virtually pretty soon. That's not a big deal. Treasury record $60 billion 2-year auction was well received by nearly every measure. Good to hear. Means probably a strong dollar. Raymond James downgrades iRobot with takeout needed for further upside. IRBT. Fun fact, I own an iRobot. We just got one for Christmas. I don't know how impressive it is. It does a job. That's about it. Freeport McMoran, call volume above normal and directionally bullish. FCX. It's a good mining stock if you do not have it, or at least it's been for me. Nikolai, call volume above normal and directionally bullish. NKLA, do we really need that? That's kind of the froth that I'm talking about. Franchise Group price target raised to 40 at Barrington. FRG is huge. Beyond Meat, directionally bullish. BYND would not be shorting them right now. Arena Pharmaceuticals price target raised to 28 at Oppenheimer. AUPH. What did they buy? It's not a pot stock. It's something else. But anyway, BioNTech. That is who partners with Pfizer on their COVID vaccine. Receive Hong Kong approval for COVID vaccine. Good deal. BNTX. Believe Pfizer's probably going to be in that too. All right, we're getting close to midday here, guys. Pfizer call volume above normal, directionally bullish as of today. We got big time moves. We're into Canadian. AbbVie announces EC approval of revoke for PSA. ABBV. Anyway, it's good news. Silk Road Medical recall, primary manufacturing or related, SILK. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Group 9 acquisition targeting deal with BuzzFeed. Wow. That's GNAC. Virgin Galactic looks like that they had trading stop today. Nano Dimension, I'm a bag holder. NNDM was a penny stock, is no longer. Found them from Kathy Wood as well when she sized up. Polar Power trading resumed. So all these were going crazy, and they had to stop them because they were going up way too fast. Yeah, it was a volatility trading pause on mostly all of these. Is what it says. BlackBerry not aware of any material undisclosed corporate developments. BB. Again, why is BB going up? Right. So they're trying to answer that. We don't know of any material corporate developments. It's just going up because. So somebody's behind that, whether it's institutional or whether it is, a group like Wall Street Bets. Sunworks was halted as well. Polar, we talked about them. Macy's call volume was directionally bullish today. M. Post Holding announces partnership with Hungry Planet. I believe POST. I believe that's an apartment multifamily. That's what that is. POST is the ticker. Cardtronics downgraded to a hold at Truist. CATM. I'd like to hear that. Churchill was halted today too. Gosh, just those 5 stocks because of volatility as well. UBS Industrial Goods analysts hold conference call. I guess that went well. I don't see anything that says target. There's a $500 bonuses. That was cool. Verizon prepaid unlimited plan now offers 5G ultra wideband VZ. That's good to know. And we're coming to the end here, guys. Been going too long for you guys. Moderna was bullish today. mRNA. And that is going to do it, guys. It's Vertex, VERX, acquires Tulatax. Terms were not disclosed. You may be looking at VERX. That's it, guys. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. This is today's Trader News. With that, have a great Monday night. Watch your 6. Go hard in the paint. Cheers. We'll see you next time. Appreciate you guys.